Hello everyone.
Do you have trouble focusing? Do you have a hard time learning biology, history, or really any subject? Do you find it hard to calm down sometimes? Well, then this video is for you, because today I'm telling you how I got better on all of those things just by drawing. Let me start telling you a little bit about myself. I have been drawing pretty much my whole life. Well, who hasn't? Drawing is one of the first things we learn to do when we are kids, and it's an ability that we use throughout our whole lives. I mean, writing is drawing essentially. But I wasn't one of those people that are super committed to drawing and make a lot of amazing stuff since a very young age. I just did normal teenage doodles all over my notebooks at school. However, at some point in high school, I started taking it a little bit more seriously and started doing small comics. Like, instead of copying the whiteboard that it was, I would draw some characters and make them tell the story. That was a step that made me engage with school subjects in a much deeper way. Obviously, it's a no-brainer to say that I learned a lot more and a lot faster when I started doing this, especially because I was having a lot of fun making these comics. And we learn better when we're having fun, right? However, I was still far from the vision that I now have about drawing as a learning method. Let me tell you about that. When I started university, I am now a biologist. It was around the same time that smartphones were getting popular around here. So, whenever we had a zoology class or botanic class and we had to dissect something, the professor would ask us to draw what we were seeing. And everybody would say, can't we just take a picture with our phones? For that, the professor would always reply, I can't make you do anything, because you're all adults. But a picture doesn't serve you the same as a drawing. I think you should do both. Most of the students would then just take a picture anyway, especially because time was always short for us. But if I had the time, I would do both as suggested. Maybe I'm not saying anything new to you, but even so, it is nice to remember that yes, drawing is not the same as a picture. My professor was absolutely right. To draw something, you have to really look at it and pay attention to how every detail is. You would think that you would be able to really understand an image just by looking, but no, not really. For example, I believe everybody knows Pikachu. If you saw a picture of Pikachu anywhere, you would no doubt be able to recognize it in a blink of an eye. But without looking, tell me right now, what is his tail shaped like? How many stripes does he have? Does he have a nose? How many fingers on each hand? Maybe you can answer some of these questions, but most people won't be able to answer all of them. Now, look at a reference, draw a Pikachu on a piece of paper, and then try again. I bet you get all of their answers right. So, if you really want to know something, the best, faster way is to draw it. Of course, this is particularly true to visual stuff, like my anatomy classes. But I would also make small comics to illustrate history events, for example, and it worked just as well, because then I needed to really understand events in order to be able to make a synthesis of it on a 2-page comic book. Therefore, I went from doodling on my notebooks when I was in school to actively trying to copy draw animals and plants on uni. But it wasn't until I was on postgrad that I started to do more artistic drawings. When I was on my master course, I started getting involved with a lot of open events. Let me explain. I'm a paleontologist now, so I took my master course in a museum here in my city, and once a year, everyone, even researchers, had to get involved with activities for the museum public, which was mostly kids and teenagers. So, on that time I started to draw banners and cards and stuff like that for these events. It was probably the first time I did digital drawing too. Before that, I only used pencil and paper. So working with kids, for kids, was really important because it really opened my mind to more creatively drawing. It was around that time that I discovered that being engaged in a bigger project, like 3 hours drawing, can be really calming. Because drawing takes a lot of focus, and when you have something that forces you to be focused, it also forces your mind to stop thinking about anything else. Near the end of my mastering, I was really struggling with anxiety, and this moment where I just focused on drawing was something that really helped a lot. It has passed 3 years since that time. I'm now on my doctorate, so I have been practicing this creative drawing for some time now. And now, whenever I have a bad feeling, I can easily turn it into a drawing. I actually have a whole video dedicated to that topic. I'm gonna leave it linked, but it's kinda like, I still get anxious sometimes. And not only I draw to help me focus and empty my mind, but now I can also use this feeling of anxiety, this bad feeling, to inspire me and turn it into a drawing and it really helps me getting out of my chest. It's kind of like therapy. Lastly, I feel like after some years of spending hours focusing on a single drawing, now my body can focus on anything a lot easier than before. Of course, a lot changed in my life, so maybe it is not just the drawings that help me focus more, but I really feel like it was a part of it. So over the years, drawing gave me the ability to learn more and faster, better focus, better emotional health, and a lot of satisfaction as well. Nothing beats the feeling of looking at something and thinking, wow, that looks amazing, and I made that. I have never been super gifted, so now that I have developed some drawing skills, it is so satisfying to draw something and have people like it and comment on it. It's really great. Well, I hope this video can inspire you to start doing something. It really doesn't matter if you're skilled or not. It actually isn't really about the final drawing, but about the process of drawing. It is the process that can be really beneficial for us. The pretty drawings are just a bonus, really. If you want to check out some of my doodles, come follow me on Instagram. We're going to be written somewhere here on the screen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I do videos mostly about drawings, but I also do some videos about lifestyle and just life and stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you on the next video.